Okay, so we're being asked to simplify this by rationalizing the denominator. So I'm going to take this equation or expression and just copy it for now. And the way we rationalize it is we're going to multiply by the conjugate. Rationalizing means we want to get rid of the radicals, the square roots on the bottom. So the way we do that, and I'm just going to put this in parentheses because we're going to do utilize the FOIL method, or what we typically call the FOIL method. And we're going to multiply by, it's going to look identical, except that we're going to change the sign. But you have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. And you're going to see right now all the square roots on the bottom are going to fall away, which is what they mean by rationalizing the denominator. We could do that first, actually. So we're going to go ahead and use what we call the FOIL method, which is basically just an acronym to keep track of things. So a square root of 38 times the square root of 38 is just 38. Right? Because square root of 38 squared, the square root and the square cancel out and you're left with 38. And then the outer, whoops, the outer is going to be this. Now that is going to be minus root 38 times root d. Root 38 times root d. I could combine them inside the same radical, but right now you're going to see it's better to just, we can just leave it that way. And then there's the inner. Well, that's almost identical, except that has a plus sign. So it's, and I'm going to put them in the same order. Square root of 38, square root of d. And then the last is the root d times root d, which is, and it's a plus and a minus, so it's going to be minus d. Okay, so you're going to, we might as well go to the next step. These two middle terms are going to cancel. So you're just left with 38 minus d. So you've gotten rid of the radical, which is what they mean by rationalizing the denominator. Okay, now the numerator might get a little bit messy because you've got to do the whole FOIL method. And it's not going to come out as neatly because, well, and I'm going to do 38d on these. I'm going to keep it under this, inside the same radical, because I've got, well, let's see, it's the outer, right? So it's, I'll do it over here as scratch work. 38, square root of 38 times the square root of d. You can kind of combine them inside the same radical. That's the rule. The rule generally is square root of a, square root of b is square root of a times b. So we'll do that again, the same thing with the inner, and notice there's a minus sign there as well, so it's going to be minus root 38d. And then the last, minus times a minus, which is plus, and then root d times root d, which is d. So it does clean up a little bit. You get rid of some of the square roots, but ultimately you're still left with two root 38 D's plus D. So this should be an acceptable way to submit your work in that format.